Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today, and pretty much for this entire week, we're going to be touring some of my oldest worlds from years and years past. And this is going to lead up to the latest episode of Scylla Saga, in which there is a big announcement that if you haven't been following me on Twitter and such, that you might not be aware of. But for the moment, let's just hop right on in, and so let's begin. So I was initially thinking that I would start once it turned day, but then I had a realization that you get some of the better views at night. So this is what I did with the spawn area. I always like to make things safe, although I didn't go as far out. But you can see the base from here, which we'll get to in a moment. Basically, the first thing we're going to do is kind of just check this area out, because you spawn somewhere over here. I don't know exactly where. But in here was our basic storage with... Whoa! I look in, and then suddenly I'm looking down. I bet I'm going to be looking down again. No. Huh, that was weird. Not sure what happened there. Oh well. So, I have basic supplies. Plenty of arrows, apparently. And a spawn shelter, which, believe it or not, I've had creepers attempt to attack me. I should give a little bit of background for this world before I forget. This is, well, it's actually the third iteration of my Alpha Survival Let's Play series. I say third because the first two kind of ran into technical difficulties pretty quickly on. The third one didn't. And this is off the old channel, and it's actually where I made the most progress. It is the first one that made it to Alpha 1.2.6. And I've gotten quite a bit done, if you notice. Here is basically the mining shaft, which we'll check out in a bit. There are 11 levels. But first, we're going to actually head in here and check out the base, because getting back... Actually, we'll check out this real quick. Of course, I'm all over the place. I'll probably even cut this up a little bit if I remember. So there are 11 levels to this. We've got the ladder access, and we have a safe fall drop tube with 3 blocks of water at the bottom to catch you. Nope, 4. I did 4 because better safe than sorry. So in these chests, we have quite a few supplies, and I just basically dug straight down, and yeah, this is the first floor. I've actually mined, this one I've mined a good ways back, and I was working on some of the others. Didn't actually get quite as far as I'd have liked, but if we swing around up here, I didn't even get to any of these, although there's a little bit of a cave opening that has multiple floor access points. So if we just keep zigzagging our way up, this is, I believe, as far as I actually got anything done on. And one of these floors, I'm sure, has access. Maybe not. Well, mine shaft floor 10. Floor 9 apparently doesn't have direct access to the mine shaft, but floor 8 and up do. And in fact, the quickest way to climb a ladder in this version is this old wow, voice crack. Is this old water elevator trick. And yeah, basically is connecting everything up multiple ways. But if we just finish climbing our way up to the surface, that's the mining shaft idea that, well, I didn't come up with. Honestly, this follows a lot of inspiration from X's adventures in Minecraft. A lot of what I do is inspired from some of the earliest YouTubers. That right there we'll get to shortly. Although, based on the shape and size, I'm sure you can guess what it is. Now we come up here, this is the observation room. It's where I first stored my items when I made this area, and yeah, I figured observation room. That's not too bad. You can see the spawn, you can see over this way. It's a good extension out of the mountain. If we come around here, it's kind of open air. Very scary if you're afraid of heights. But in here, we have storage, which I'm not even sure how. I didn't label a single thing in this area. Well, I have a lot of glass. Decent. Got some diamonds there. Redstone. That glitch just happened again. There's some food. Cooked food. More food. Mushrooms. What? That keeps happening. I don't understand. It just suddenly looks down on me. And anyway, instead of checking through literally every single chest, which, by the way, hidden lighting, that I kind of got from Etho, from like his earliest of the worlds. Put the hidden lighting in the ceiling like that, and you can't even see the torches. Of course, here you can see where I had to do something so that you could access the chests on top. Compromises had to be made. This is a tight little space for storage. If we come out here, this was left like this as future ability to turn that on and off via redstone lamps. And what that is, if we come down here, is a mob spawner. In fact, we should hear some zombies on their way, and we should see them come through here in just a moment. And there they spawn. And here's the first one now. You see, at some point, apparently zombies started swimming. Either that, or just the design of this pushes them down. They are loud. Turn the volume way, way down on that. Ah, and here he goes, drowning. And then, of course, I don't think that one actually dropped anything, unfortunately. But their drops make their way over here, which is free goodies. So basically, I AFK in this spot, and I pick up the loot. We have a couple coming in here now. I'm actually just going to sit over here and see if we get something. Actually, you know what? I should step aside so that when something comes through, we can actually see that we're getting something. And there it is. The zombies' classic drop, the feather. Of course, if you've been watching Scylla Saga at this point, you know that. But that's basically what's going on with this. Now, let's shut those zombies up, shall we? Back to peaceful, yada yada yada. This is basically, it was an open dungeon whenever I first found it. It's definitely an interesting find. Now, if we circle back around, there was a staircase leading up. And what that leads to, as you can see, I was expanding with a bridge across to go into the mountain, which I was going to kind of tunnel through and just get something going a long distance that way. Because if I'm not mistaken, oh, which direction are we facing? That's right, the moon was setting over there, so that is west. So if we turn from that to that's not, so that would have been going east. That wouldn't have been going to ideal chunks, but I mean, at that point in time, I really didn't know. So I guess there's that. I just took the way that made itself logically available. Haven't really gotten anywhere with it either. Those fences were to keep mobs from dropping onto my path. But we go up a little more, we get to the mass smelting room, which has just a little bit of coal stocked up. Each of the furnaces also has coal in it, so I could definitely start smelting. Also have a little window up here, because this runs alongside the staircase. I didn't plan this out. I basically did the staircase and was like, let's put some rooms off of it. So instead of having landings that have proper 2 or 3 block wide sections, I only have 1 block. So I had to make do. And we come up here, we get a nice open air view, and we just climb on all the way up here to the tree farm that is inside the cloud layers. And I believe over here, we've got a good many saplings and an axe, and another chest for more storage. And if we continue on through that, head down here, this is where I do have some railings. Don't want to be falling off, and what we have here is a wheat farm, and it is in the ideal growing pattern, and well, quite frankly, there's limited space on the top of the mountain, so yeah. Some of these aren't really growing though, but for the most part, they are. And with that, I will conclude the fifth world of the tour. I'm actually recording these out of order, if you could guess by that little flub. But yes, the fifth world of the tour, and actually the first of the recording. A sunset is a good way to wrap this up before we jump into Sailor Saga. And if you have been, thanks for watching. God bless.